Welcome to The Talking Dead. It is August 3rd, 2011, and I am Jason.
Oh, my turn. I was distracted by Bob's pin. I'm Paul. Because it's not a click pin. So it really loses the effect of
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you a click pin next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can pretend.
I have something to say. This is Bob. Hi.
Hey, Bob. So welcome. How y'all been?
Good.
Good. How was the hurricane?
It was easy. I didn't even lose power.
It was
and
easy.
I'm right by the ocean front.
Yeah.
It was a dud.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks if you were out in Richmond, I guess.
Yeah. In Connecticut. And
Yeah, New England. But, I mean, those are baby killing states. That's not like Virginia. That's a bunch of sin up in there.
Man.
Come on.
What is going on?
Need to return to our fundamentalist roots.
God, we talked about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was like, oh, don't get me started.
But we did.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did good during the hurricane, man. I didn't even lose power.
Yeah.
Really?
It was like a day of laying on the couch and drinking beer.
Yeah.
Must be nice. We lost power.
Yeah, you did lose power.
I was revamping the website and lost power.
But you gained power when Jan was on the phone with Miley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a day later.
Yeah. Sending my mojo.
You're sending
Positive
the
energy.
mojo.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know if it was positive.
it was something. No, speaking of, we did revamp the website. Now you don't have to go to 300 different sites to look for the content that you really want. You get it all in one place now. You can get The Talking Dead there. You can get the...
And we have this porn link.
Yeah, we got the porn link
really popular.
definitely going on there. And we have This Non-Religious Life there. We have The New Architects, which is our new podcast that Thomas and I are doing. And coming soon, we will have The Metal Mind.
The Metal Mind.
The Metal Mind. And that's going to be hosted by Paco.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking a cooler metal name like Thor Foreskin or something like that.
Well,
which is my Thor Foreskin, Angry Coxman of the North. That's my metal name in case.
That's your porn name. That's your metal name.
That's my what's the name of the band? It's only 18 inches. Spinal Tap. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Slow day at work the other day.
No, that's awesome. No, but he's going to do a...
Is there a formula for figuring out your metal name like
No.
it is for your
No, I
name?
don't think so. Actually, it was at my other job we did it. We figured out that, and then what our American Gladiator names would be. Like, I'm Laser, I'm Tron,
Tron?
Yeah. Wasn't my pick. I was Laser.
I always thought that was like the stupidest American Gladiator name. Like everybody's like, gonna have these gladiatorial names,
Yeah.
and the dude's like, I want to be Laser.
Well, I think they were all like that.
I'll burn your retina.
Yeah.
Laser. Yeah. Pew, pew, pew. I just thought that was the silliest one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's a show that
Right.
commands a lot of respect anyway.
Dude, they dodged
that was
balls.
a flawless show, except for Laser. I got to say, he really brought it down a notch. Whenever he would get and stand on that pillar with those foam, yeah.
It's true, though.
That was such an awesome show.
I don't even know.
Used to watch that, and then
I just remember when it first when it first came on, everybody's like, "Man, it's like Running Man."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But with like protective gear and foam and safety
less
harnesses.
blood.
Yeah, this is nothing like Running Man. Yeah, there are no cool cars.
yeah.
There's not a dilapidated city block. There's nothing. Running Man's
And no
awesome.
Richard Dawson.
Yeah, that too. That's what the show needed.
Yeah. Damn it. Anyway, going back to Paco, he's currently looking for metal bands. The show is going to highlight local metal music across the country. So
Okay.
not big names and stuff.
Right.
But he is going to interview and go on location for bigger metal bands and
That's
stuff. But he also wants to highlight the smaller ones and get them and noticed. And he's actually looking for it. We'll have if you go to our Facebook page, there is his email. There's a link to his email that if you're in a metal band and you want to be noticed, send him an email.
So get your gauntlets on.
Yeah.
Take a cool pic.
And get the guitar solos ready. So, which is awesome. We do have a logo for the
Metal Mind.
For the Metal Mind, which is pretty awesome. I'll put that up in the show
see.
later. But I don't have it with me.
Now you're just teasing me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have it. Oh wait, no, I don't. I don't have it on this computer. It's on the other computer.
You have clearly on the schedule here, show logo.
I know I have that, but
Click that pin, Bob. Circle it.
can you go sit out in the car?
I'm just sticking to the agenda here.
Yeah, I know, but I forgot to load it up on there.
When.
But you know, this I can put it in.
Yeah.
And nobody would know if we didn't talk about it. But now everyone knows.
But I was excited to see it.
Well, I'll see what I can do during the show. I might have it on my phone. But anyway, so he's going to do that. So, which is going to be really awesome. And Paul has a new show also.
Yeah.
That will start probably sooner than the Metal Mind.
It's basically the polar opposite, I think, of that show. Of metal. Well, I mean, some of it's dark, but yeah. Yeah. We're running Zombians. What a clever name.
It is a good name.
Yeah. So it's like a 1 hour, roughly, show about different ambient music. But not always ambient. We'll change it up because sometimes you don't feel like that. So, I've got about 6 shows done right now.
Yeah.
So we'll probably run them every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, but
on a continuous loop.
But are we going to do it when we all get back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or now, whatever. We're figuring it out sometime soon.
Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled for
between now and then.
Well, it'll be done. It will happen. Yeah. Well, I have.
Way to commit.
Yeah.
I now have the Metal Mind logo.
Oh, let's see it.
So I'm going to slowly scroll it up for you here. So there's the font.
I see it. Yeah, nice.
And then.
And Paco.
Wait for it. There it is. The Metal Mind.
Awesome.
It is an awesome photo. I love our logo. It's awesome. And that will also be up on the site fairly soon. So
yay.
I'm excited about that. Because I'm also excited because I set myself a goal. And that I would revamp Zombie Popcorn.
Right.
That I would have 7 shows. We would have 7 netcast shows by the end of the year. And we're doing it. Awesome. We're getting there. So it's awesome.
And you're going to start hosting your new show, which was all about Broadway musicals.
Yes.
Mostly off Broadway.
Yeah, off Broadway. Yeah, definitely. Because that's a deep love for me. Yeah.
Because not a lot of people know, but in Texas, you actually starred in the high school version of Grease.
I told you we were not going to talk about it, actually.
But it was amazing. He was the best Sandy I've ever seen. It was.
Well, now that you bring it up,
fake Australian accent, which was kind of weird, but it worked.
I was acting.
Texan. Yeah.
Right, it was acting.
It was acting.
I met the most cutest boy over the summer. It was awesome.
I had so many dates.
And you watch
that.
Glee constantly.
I do, and the 3D movies.
I know. We were there.
Phenomenal.
We saw the movie.
We held hands.
It was awesome.
Bob was just like, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
But
No, I know exactly what just happened.
I filmed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so there's a lot of great things coming from everyone from all the shows. We're gathering a great team for Zombie Popcorn. I think that we're putting together some great content. And this week,
It's the meetup.
The meetup is happening for this non-religious life, which is going to be the first of its kind. And depending on how well this goes, we're going to branch off and do drink offs and stuff. We're going to do.
I was like meetup too. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily drink offs, but
hey,
more like jerk offs. But
yeah. I brought the wine and the crackers.
Let's do it.
On the pivot, man.
No, so if you're interested in hanging out with the cast of the show, This Non-Religious Life, head to our Facebook page. There is a link up there to RSVP, because we have to let the place.
How many podcasts we got going now? We got Talking Dead,
Non-Religious Life, The New Architects,
Zombionts,
and Metal Mind.
Awesome.
Need two more.
Two more. Which I think to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, people were starting to email me, and some of them I'm just not interested in, but whatever. We'll see. But it's a really exciting time for Zombie Popcorn. I like the new look of the site. I like how everything is easier and more.
It's faster.
It is definitely
Seriously,
faster.
man, I could not open it on a Mac. It was just.
Really?
It was like.
I don't know what it was. I guess it was just the design of the last one. It was just poor design.
I think there was just a lot of extra information. So
yeah, it was just
it's been streamlined.
It has been streamlined and
minimalized.
Yep.
Sexed up.
Less is more.
It looks good. And before we run on into the show, I want to mention two things. One,
later.
well, no, that's what we do. Please go to the Zombie Popcorn website. There is a survey that you will find on the right-hand side that I would like for you to take. This is also going to help us grow. It's going to help us refine our content better. To know what you think and what you want.
Someone's getting voted off the show.
No.
And that too.
We got Miley making a special torch.
That's where she is now. Well, yeah, please take a moment and give us, your feedback on the survey.
Next time we do this, I'm gonna have to show it with my immunity idol.
Right.
Nice.
And it will totally help us out.
I think I needed it.
And focusing. Whoa.
We're gonna form our alliance.
Nice.
And I'm gonna form my alliance with our listeners right now because if you run to the Zombie Popcorn website, you will be able to enter into winning this DVD, which is Cold Fish, which is the Japanese subtitled horror film, which is amazing. It's about they say it's based on inspired by true events.
Yeah.
Inspired.
Of course. Yeah. But the trailer. Let's take a moment and watch the trailer, and then we can talk about how inspired it is. Here it is.
Oh my God! Look at that guy.
Cold Fish. It looks awesome.
I couldn't read any of the subtitles from.
Oh,
here, so.
could you not? Well,
all I got was onegashimasu.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Thank you for what we are receiving.
That's all you need to know.
That's all.
That's it. And if you liked what you heard and saw, or just heard or saw, then go enter the contest.
A nice classical piece on there.
Well, yeah, that was pretty nice. I think I'm going to enter in that contest.
Who's the director of that? Because I've seen I've seen one of his other films. It was The Suicide Club is great.
Yeah. He did do the Suicide Club.
Sion Sono.
So it's going to be awesome. It's gotten really good reviews. I don't know why I'm using this. I have this. That's why I set this up. So I wouldn't have to.
Damn it.
Yeah,
this should be a cool flick, man. This guy's he's got a pretty good body of work going on.
Yeah. And this is part of the Bloody Disgusting Select series. They started that with AMC Theater, where they would support films that we normally wouldn't see because there's not a big market for it. and I'm glad that they've
It's a
embraced
shame,
this.
really, because a lot of the really creative stuff going on in horror is in
Is in
Asia.
Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just Japan, but like Korea. And,
I haven't seen many of them, but the host.
The host is phenomenal.
It was awesome.
Yeah, who's that?
That's
That's
really
I think
good.
that's Kim Ji-woon. But yeah, those are really good. Those guys
Yeah,
are
it
doing
was-
really great stuff, and it's a shame it gets overlooked by audiences in America.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was big for a while, but it was always the girl with the hair in her face.
Right.
Oh, the
shaky
grunge
stuff.
and the
Yeah,
grudge
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Tommy and all those, or Tommy, I don't know what you're supposed to say it, but I think it died off. But they're still making really.
Yeah.
Awesome
Well,
stuff.
you know what? It's just like any other genre of film, right? Like the genre emerged, and whatever's going on in the U.S. sort of copying that or borrowing from that
Right,
genre. It's
right.
like 10 years behind.
Yeah.
So when
Kind of like how England had trading spaces and then we did trading spaces. I mean, they gave us Vern Yip and Genevieve, which designed some phenomenal spaces. But
Burn Yip.
yeah, he's my favorite.
I haven't thought about trading spaces in so long.
It was a good show.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of a good show, go ahead.
What was the girl's name? Paige. She was a host.
Yeah, Paige. Oh, her hair was
I
atrocious.
loved her.
Yeah, I watched Genevieve's new show on HGTV. It's pretty awesome. And Vern Yip's a judge on the next Design Star. So I watch. There's nothing on TV. All I do is watch like House Hunters International. I'm like, can't believe all they have is fucking tile and turkey. I would need hardwood, man. I broke claim over my like landlord beige carpet. It's everywhere, So, yeah.
I get sucked into reality cooking shows.
Oh yeah. Those are the other ones.
Not
I
just
watch,
the
too.
ones.
Just desserts. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a wonder like I'm not 300 pounds
Yeah,
because I watch those shows and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so good. I'm gonna go make it right now.
I never have a mise en place when I'm, it's the holy trinity of carrots, onions, and celery that the French use. Come on. Or maybe that's something else. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we all have our guilty
Yeah,
pleasures.
yeah.
Don't judge me.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Guy Fieri rolling out for Triple D. Oh shit! I gotta put my glasses on backwards.
Yeah,
And,
I was at the grocery store the other day, and we're like buying some. We were gonna make I don't know enchiladas or something,
Right.
And we were looking for sauce, and Chrissy was like, "Oh look, this is on sale." And it was Guy Fieri, and I'm like, "No, I am not buying anything with that douchebag's face on it."
I like his shows, but except for his cooking show, because everything's like, we're gonna make extra spicy bacon wrapped buffalo wings with like wasabi ranch, and it's just like, awesome. And then we're gonna finish it up with my loaded baked potato with Greek anole ranch dressing. Everything's got ranch in it and bacon, and I love some fucking bacon. But
don't get me wrong.
I had a Spotswood melt last night with bacon, but it's too much on the ranch sauce and all the Fridays finger foods. But
Doesn't he have a Friday's
digress.
menu?
Yeah, I digress.
He might.
I thought
unless you're
I thought he
thinking
was
about
doing
Taylor Florence, who did the ultimate Applebee's menu. Which
No,
was really
I thought Guy did the commercials for it anyway.
like a walking food channel advertisement.
Anyway,
Yeah,
talking about
actually, these extra 40 pounds are like a walking food channel.
you like a waddle food.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I
No.
love you, Giada, if you're listening.
Ooh.
She's the Italian cook. Am I alone on this?
I like that girl Padme in Top
Who?
Chef.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know what
Padme's
you're
the
talking
host.
about.
She's like the model host who knows everything about cooking.
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like this girl's like obviously a food critic, as thin as she is.
Yeah, it's.
Hey guys,
Clearly.
you do know this. Is,
We've been like 10 minutes.
yeah, I do
Sorry.
realize this is like a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just-
All right.
All right, back on target.
all right. Talking about hot chicks. We left off last week with this topic. Tales from the Crypt.
Right.
And There's a new Tales from the Crypt TV series planned, and
On HBO or
it doesn't. They're shopping it.
right?
Don't know, but it's planned for television. Though it's gonna offer a different take than the one that we're used to that we saw on HBO that aired in '89 through '96. Recent news just came out that the guy who produced the HBO version will team up with the co-creator and develop the project, but it won't be kind of the anthology slant. It will feature ongoing characters inspired by the original EC comics from the 1950s. So, and I know you loved Tales from the Crypt.
Love it.
And
love them. And the original comics are awesome too.
So, what do you think about this? I mean, there's no trailers or anything out for it, but
I mean, I can't not like more Tales from the Crypt. Although it's kind of funny that you say it's not going to have the comic book slant, but be based off of.
No, it's going to have the comic book slant,
it is,
but it's not going to have the anthology.
Oh, right. It's not going to be a different one each time.
It's going to be staple characters.
Well, it's cool because what made the EC comics really kind of funny is or neat were the twist and the bad sense of humor they always had.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the show. So, and I know you're stoked because you don't like the Crypt Keeper.
That is true. That's the only reason I didn't like that series is because of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I thought the Crypt Keeper was an okay character, but I didn't like it when they made him into a clown.
Yeah.
You know, like you would see like he was on T-shirts and I don't know, just sort of
like when they started doing the movies, like not the Dark Knight. What is it?
Demon Knight.
Demon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just not a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around that.
Billy Zane.
Boy, I was going to say thank you, Billy Zane. What happened to him?
I don't know.
His head just got balder and bigger, and then he just
he just popped. Oh.
Yeah, he was good in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It wasn't that good, but it was.
They made two Tales from the Crypt movies. It was
Demon Knight and the one with
Bordello of Blood.
No, the Hood
Eva,
one.
Angelus or something like that, right?
Is
it a redheaded woman?
Yeah, it was the redheaded chick. It was I saw her in something. She was on an episode of.
I know because my wife would get mad. We had this recurring joke that every time she would come on like TV, if anything, I would just always say, "I love her work," because she was hot, and then she would just get so mad. So.
That's awesome.
She still gets mad to this day. I won't say anything.
Yeah, but it's currently Tales from the Crypt is being set up to pitch to broadcast on and cable networks. Nobody's actually picked it up yet. And I haven't seen any updates on it.
I think we could use a good horror anthology show.
Well, it's not going to be an anthology show.
I thought that's what it was going to be.
No, it's not going to be an anthology show.
It's going to be loosely based on.
Right.
It's going
I
to
should
be.
read this.
It's going to be a continuation of something that already sold once to make more money.
But yeah,
that's basically what it's going.
And I wonder what they're going to do because they're going to. I mean, the idea because it's being pitched. So right now you have this idea of Tales from the Crypt not being like what we know it to be. It's being where there's going to be a staple character, kind of like I'm envisioning it similar to the way Trick or Treat was.
Right. It's going to be like the Battleship.
Yeah.
It's going to have the fucking name.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Well, but if it's closely closely based on the comics, I think what's going to happen
is it can be closely based on it because every comic was different. I mean, except for the goofiness and the.
I think that's what's going to happen. Is what's going to is somebody's going to go, okay, I will invest money in this, but you have to keep the original format.
It's like Erie, Indiana. Then.
They're going to bring it back and say you need to go back to the original format.
All right.
And I think that's what's going to happen because Hollywood has never shown, that they're going to take the name outside of Battleship. Then they're going to take the name and change the format of it. They don't do it.
Well, you could have the same people in a TV show, but then it becomes just Monster of the Week.
Right.
It's the same guy fighting the Monster of the Week. I think
it could be done
American
like
audiences
Friday
are getting a little
13th
more
series.
sophisticated. that was Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But what I think what Friday the 13th did is it started to build continuity, like the order of the episodes that you watched them in, it mattered.
Yeah.
And I think that was a little bit ahead of its time, because prior, like before then or around that time, most shows, like the vast majority of shows, for the vast majority of their runs, you could watch any show in any order. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Each
It's kinda like
episode
Friends.
stood on its own.
Yeah.
Whoa. If you got lost in the whole Ross and Rachel thing,
You're doomed, man.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But what I really liked about the Friday 13th series, it was good. I enjoy watching. I still watch it, just because it's a fun series. Is that they took that name, though it wasn't linked to the franchise, but they took the name when it first came out, because everybody's like, oh, there's gonna be a Friday 13th series, or
Yeah.
Right.
Voorhees, woo.
No Jason Voorhees.
And it was something. It was almost like what they did with Part 3 of Halloween, but way better. They just took the whole different story to it and just ran with it, which was awesome. Unlike,
But I mean, was that show really supposed to be aligned with the movie franchise? I mean,
No.
The term Friday the 13th has been around. way
no,
before
true.
those,
But
you
I'm
know.
saying when it first came out, they played that mystery of that it's gonna be Friday 13th, the series, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, you might as well use it to hype it up.
And then that's what.
But
And shortly after that is when Nightmare on Elm Street the series came out.
yeah, oh man,
Which
dude,
was
that
not
when
as
I was
good.
a kid, that scared the hell out of me. I saw one again. I was like, was this shot on someone's
I
like
know.
handheld?
It was so
awful.
bad.
This is awful. But I love what I liked about that show is like every 10 minutes you hear the water phone, like
Yeah.
we talked about it
Yeah.
before. If you don't know what a water phone is,
Go listen to the episode number. No.
yeah, it's like this. What's the best way to describe this? It's almost like like two bowls that have been stuck together with a handle coming up that's hollow. You put water on it, and then it's got all these different level spikes coming up. So then you take like a violin bow and you run it across, and it makes.
Oh
that,
yeah. I've seen those.
And I'm sure that sounds.
It sounds like it sounds like whales, right? Like like
kind of like that, but it's like what they use in every creepy sound. You know?
okay.
Yeah, you can buy knockoffs of them for like $300 to $400. The originals, this guy that invented it makes them. They start at like $1,300 and go all the way up to like $4,000 or $5,000 for these like ones that they use in orchestras and stuff.
I'll put that right next to my theremin.
Yeah,
Which
other obscure instrument.
I own a theremin.
I have every confidence that you would own a theremin.
I have been practice. I keep it at work, and during my lunch break, I practice scales on my theremin, and I still suck. Actually, it's this way, but yeah.
Well,
It's hard, man, because that's like there's no, a guitar. It's like here to here is the pitch. There's nothing to touch. So if you lean forward slightly, everything increases or decreases with your breath, and it's an intense instrument.
when we first met, he used to call me up and go, "Hey, I've been practicing this."
Yeah, I can eke out "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and "Happy Birthday to You" and "Old Lang Syne" on occasion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us from the Crypt. Y'all are happy about that.
Jury's out.
When more information comes, we'll talk about it. But I know,
My guess is nothing will ever come of it.
really,
Yeah.
you think it's just gonna be shelved?
Probably.
We need to get a notebook and have a prediction.
A prediction notebook.
Yeah, just a prediction
My
notebook.
prediction
and
is this will suck.
then, and then that'd be fun. Maybe we'll start doing that.
No, don't do that. Don't tie me down because that way, when
He's
something,
a flip flopper. You
Yeah.
can't listen to Bob. He previously
something comes
said
out
that-
and I'll be like, oh my god, that's gonna suck so bad. And then when it comes out, it's great. I'm like, yeah, like I said, I thought this would be really good.
No, we do that all the time. We've said movies that we thought were going to suck. Well, Fright Night for a minute. I thought it was going to suck. I'll tell you, I've said it on the show. I've said it online. I thought it was going to suck just because, one, it's a remake. Two, it's Fright Night. But it was really good.
It was delightful.
Yeah.
That's probably the best word for it.
I went out and saw
That's
it on
a
your
delightful
recommendations.
romp. Yeah.
It was really cool. We loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Do you know what we did go see? The Final Destination 5.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, dude. I told him that I've always liked him, even though Final Destination 5 is the same as Final Destination 1.
They're all the same.
Yeah, I mean,
well, did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god! All right.
We should go see it right now.
I don't want to. I don't want to give too.
You don't
want to
give too much away. That
but one of the things they do, I'm not going to give away any of the plot points, but one of the things that they do that is really cool is the beginning as they're rolling the credits. You know, the opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
The title sequence is really creative, and I thought it was a funny way to recap the previous movies.
Oh,
they
wow,
had and to show off the 3D effects. They had like this big, I don't know, they were every object that caused the death of somebody else, they were like throwing them through glass.
Nice.
Yeah,
And then as the titles were rolling, you just see like
The log.
prosthetic limbs crashing through glass.
No,
and,
what they did in
I forgot
4.
what they did in the
It was
4.
X-rays, and they were like stuff
yeah.
breaking
Right,
bones
right.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was everything that killed somebody in all the previous movies was like thrown through
Those
a plate
That
glass.
is awesome.
so
That is
fun.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
it really showed off the 3D effects.
Yeah.
It was
Wow,
really neat.
that's cool.
We have to go see it. This
Yeah.
year.
And what's cool about it is it lives in the same world as the other movies.
Yeah.
In fact, we liked it so much that we went home, and this was on Sunday, so it was like
You didn't
after
go
the
to church?
hurricane. No. After the hurricane, Sunday we went and saw the movie. We saw a matinee, and then went home and got the other previous 4 movies and just watched them all.
Awesome,
awesome.
And,
By the way,
listen,
I have
that's
some
good. That's-
literature for
Yeah.
you if you didn't go to church.
And I've said it 100 times. That is a good way of using a new technology to rebirth the franchise. They
Well,
did.
Yeah,
They did it.
I gotta say they used the 3D better than
So far,
anyone else.
yeah.
And I love it because they don't do it in like the subtle way at
No,
all.
they're
It's
all-
all just
And that's the
shit's
way-
coming at you.
Right, right.
That's the
Yeah.
way it should be.
Yeah.
yeah, that was, and it was cool. And like even the story itself was, obviously it was just thinking of crazy ways for
To
people
kill
to die.
teenagers. Yeah.
And it turns out the what you see in the trailer where the guy rolls over with the acupuncture
yeah.
needle doesn't kill him.
Why are you
It's-
gonna run that for me?
Whoa.
Because we said you can't die from a whole bunch of acupuncture needles. But
Yeah. Did you like the on the 4th one? It was awesome in 3D. The pressurized. It's like a
Oh, the
helium
gas
canister?
Yeah.
and against the chain link fence.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was
That's my
awesome.
favorite
Yeah.
one. Where
It's just like
Yeah.
cheese
Play-Doh.
green,
Yeah.
like a meat grinder thing.
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
is such a fun.
But
you-
the 5th movie, it lives in the same world as the other 3, and they do interesting things like, and I forget which movie it is. I think it was in the first movie. There's a beer company, and occasionally the beer truck plays a role in in the catastrophes.
That's cool.
and
That is
And
nice.
so, and when we were watching them again, I'm like, holy shit, it's that beer company again.
But see, if
there
you-
goes that goddamn beer truck.
But if you didn't if you didn't go home and watch the
Them
You
back-
never
wouldn't-
know.
wouldn't know.
And right, and that was one of the great things about the 5th movie is there are elements in the 5th movie that it borrows from the previous ones, all to live in that world.
That's
That's
amazing.
cool.
That is pretty smart. That's
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It
Yeah.
was not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but shit. It
but
was
nobody
really
goes in there
cool
looking
and,
for the
Yeah.
greatest.
Yeah.
They go in there for a ride, and I think 3D totally.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You went to go see the because we skipped that earlier.
Don't be afraid of the dark.
Yeah, you went to the event
Yeah.
screening that we gave away. How was that?
It was good. I really liked it. There were a couple points about it that were like, well, where'd that woman go? Well, why the hell are you doing that?
Yeah.
But the original was done in the late 70s,
Yeah.
early 80s, and it was a made-for-TV
TV, yeah.
movie. And I didn't have a kid in it. So all this was happening to this woman who moved into a new house, and it's just her and her husband. And, Guillermo del Toro likes to always... Like, everything has a fucking kid in it,
Yeah.
that's not Hellboy. Is all about some kid. And which is cool. It really lends it, the fairy tale quality to all his stuff.
Well, he didn't direct it; he produced it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, this was, but
he
you could tell he had his thumb on it. If you
Yeah,
look at
well,
other movies
yeah,
like
I
The
mean-
Orphanage, which he
Yeah.
didn't direct but he produced.
Yeah.
You can
But I
see
think
his
he
stamp on it.
he helped write the screenplay.
He did write it, yeah.
So, So it really helps the story to have this little girl who's really good in it, by the way. I loved it. I mean, if you like, creepy, swirly, Tim Burton-esque things, it's up your alley without being too kitschy. It had some really creepy parts.
Right.
I love the little things. They're kind of like elves or something that are pretty creepy. It makes a reference to like tooth fairies. They eat children's teeth. That's like their delicacy. They love them, and they're always.
Well,
trying
that's
to
out of Hellboy.
Really?
Yeah, and Hellboy too.
It's kind of that's right. Yeah,
They have the little fairies. And
that's what they are.
Yeah.
Only they don't fly, and they're always like whispering, like
Oh man.
like, and it's just goofy, and but it's awesome. I mean, the sets are great. The house is cool. It's just, I loved it. Yeah, it's fun.
You said that a lot of people didn't like it though. When
when you go to
critics are beating it up pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's a movie for fans of the genre, and fans of his stuff. A lot of the people when we left were like, because they always ask your comments. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. That was predictable. But at the same time, they give these things out mostly through radio stations, and the two radio
and
stations,
zombie popcorn,
right? But the majority of them come out from Z104, Eagle 97, and 103 Jams. Now, I gotta say that's not really the market for country music, and the hip hop rap community generally aren't going to go for movies about Irish fairies that are evil and somehow crossed over to America in Rhode Island and are terrible.
Well, we could have a bigger part in it if I would invest money into it. But I don't want to invest money because I don't have it.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm very happy. I'm very happy that they work with us.
I mean,
so we can
a good chunk of the people that are there are just there to see any free movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of movie it is.
Yeah.
So
nothing brings out cheap assholes like free.
Exactly. I'm not saying their opinions aren't valid. But
but that's I mean, they wouldn't go see the film.
Yeah, they wouldn't pay for it, and I would have paid to see it.
Yeah, I would have too.
And there are some flaws in it, but
still, I mean,
there's flaws in it.
Del Toro is known for doing scary stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's
he says he even loves doing.
Yeah, it's along the same lines of Pan's Labyrinth without that visually cool, but same stuff.
Sleeper.
Yeah.
No. That made him mad. I saw the fire in his eye.
Man.
I saw him get angry.
God, I love Pan's Labyrinth.
Start talking shit about the devil's backbone, I'm gonna flip this table over.
Both sleepers.
Oh my gosh, those are so good.
Yeah, they are.
Just kidding. Move the bottle away from me.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
God damn you, Jason.
I'm sorry. But I'm happy to say that Ridley Scott is bringing back Blade Runner.
I hope he gets Vangelis to do the sound.
He's going to redo the Blade Runner in 3D. Because he's hooked, he's doing
Right, he's going to redo the original movie? Or?
No, he's doing a new...
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody
the only thing that
what it says
me
is
about
that
movie is when Harrison Ford's like, I'm going to kiss you, God damn it. And he's like, I'm going to softly rape your mouth. It's just like, what the hell happened, Deckard? Where did you freak out? And I never understood that part.
Because you never tried it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. That's what women want.
That's totally what they want.
Yeah. They want you to tell them what to do. And then
because we know how well that goes.
Yeah.
We know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
Talk to 3 men that know this lesson well.
Come on, guys. We're all just so whipped right now.
By the way, I got to brush my teeth
Okay.
to this beer before they come back in. So,
you want some water?
No.
I'll get you.
Have some more beverage. I'm really excited about another Ridley Scott Blade Runner movie. And here's why, right? There's that. I even looked it up. I even looked it up because there's that bit when Rutger Hauer at the very end, when Rutger Hauer is talking and he says, "I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time like tears in the rain."
In rain.
Yeah. But when he was... I remember watching that movie when he's talking about that stuff.
And you're like...
And I was like, that sounds awesome. I want to see that too.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you don't.
But you never do.
Yeah.
But that's part of the world that he built. I want to see that world. I don't care
Yeah.
if it takes place before or after.
And I want to see it in 3D.
I gotta... yeah. I know
Because he's
you're
doing
not-
it in 3D. He's doing the
I
new...
just want to know what the fuck a Tannhauser Gate is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a band called Covenant that one, they have a song called Tears in Rain, but they also, on their first album, it's like electro music, but they have a song called Replicant, which is really awesome, and they reference the movie constantly, and the chorus is like "Always the Rain." Oh, and it's just like, yeah, I want to be a replicant.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is my blush response? You know, I'm just like,
It's awesome. No, I'm really excited about it because he's apparently fired up because he's doing the prequel to quote unquote Aliens.
right.
And there's the new screenshots that have been showing. There's a lot of aliens.
Oh, really?
Alien pods that they've been showing
Awesome.
on
Okay.
it. So I'm excited about that. He's fired up about 3D. He's fired up about this film. And if he comes back with 3D after being fired up for the prequel, Blade Runner's gonna kick ass.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna.
Well, it doesn't have to be a prequel or a sequel to Blade Runner. It just has to again live in that world.
Well, the book.
Do androids dream?
Yeah,
of
do
electric
androids
sleep?
Yeah.
Sheep.
Is as any movie book / whatever, we're not saying
Philip K.
anything
Dick.
new, is not comparable. And so if he takes any element from it,
Yeah, I mean the movie's way different
Yeah.
than the book.
that's what I'm saying, is if he takes any element in the book, he can run with it and it'd still be all right.
In the book, how they get that name is because everything's dead. Well, most of the animal life has died.
Yeah.
Which is they kind of reference with that fake owl that everybody keeps a pet or an animal up on the rooftops of their buildings, their apartment complexes where they live, and it's a status symbol. So, like, if you don't have a lot of money, you might just take care of some insects or something very small, and they keep them all in these cages. But if you're wealthy, you take care of, like, a horse or something, and everyone's like, oh, you're such a great person. But for people that can't afford it but want to look the part, there's companies that manufacture electric android animals, and this character, Deckard, has an electric sheep that malfunctions, and he's got to call the company to come out and repair the sheep before any of the neighbors find out. And it starts from there, and that's kind of how they get the...
So we could run off in awesome directions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. Then just that world in 3D. It doesn't even have to be dialogue. Just take me like a IMAX helicopter ride through.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
It
And
looks so
one of the things one of the things in the movie, like, there's like you see all the advertisement for the off-planet trips.
Yeah.
And you like it's a world where interstellar travel is possible, but you never see it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to.
Right. What I like about really both of his movies, I mean, after Aliens, everything, not everything, but a good chunk of sci-fi has some kind of Geiger ripoff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saturn V.
I mean, so many of them. But Blade Runner especially, everyone rips it off now. Any movie in the future, I don't care where it's at, somehow is in Chinatown
Yeah.
or Tokyo. Or I mean, it's just like always, because he's always getting the noodles, and there's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the geisha women walking by, and there's even some Hare Krishnas or someone that look like constantly. That's like every
Yeah,
movie.
but I don't know if that's a rip off or a reference to Blade Runner. I mean, it might be, very well
I
might
think
be.
they're references.
But,
I mean, I think everyone
Like a tilt of the hat type
yeah.
thing.
Did you watch Firefly when it was on?
Yeah.
I thought Firefly was brilliant, and I think that
the how they speak Chinese,
right,
and,
but the rationale in Firefly is that in the future, that Chinese culture will be the dominant culture.
Yeah, and that's I mean, in Blade Runner, he's not like, I think he's just in a part of town because the rest of the world isn't like that. But I just always see it, and I always think of it, because it was like the first show.
Yeah.
It's just there's always something where you're like, it's kind of from Blade Runner, isn't it?
It definitely has a look that people borrow from.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kind of like Forbidden Planet is. You watch Star Wars, there are like a ton of references to it, like the whole like shaft with generators and all that. There's if you go on Trailers from Hell, which is an awesome site with run by Joe Dante and I think Mick Garris, and you can they have all their trailers up. They have different directors, mostly them, but they have different directors and people in movies that are like, oh, this is my favorite. I watched it as a kid, and they tell you all these facts about it.
Right.
And the one for Forbidden Planet is awesome because it shows you all these shots and like, oh, they referenced this in this movie and what influential one it was. So, and I think they have Blade Runner in there too with some cool info.
Well, come on,
and it's an awesome site.
Yeah, I'd love to go back, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Both Aliens and Blade Runner, totally ready for it. So I'm very excited that he's back in the saddle again. So
yeah, he's got to be one of the best.
He's in Iceland, and I'm so excited that he's in Iceland right now.
Yeah,
because
you're gonna go find him.
I'm gonna go look for him.
Stalk him, shove a microphone in his face.
Well, if I can, I'm there. I'm on it. I'm taking the mics and everything. I'm gonna interview everybody. I told Mike, I go,
you're
you
not
do really
craft services. You're just
like a hot dog microphone.
Yeah. You are not my best boy, Grip.
I don't even know what that is. Should I take my hand out of your pants now? No, but I told Miley, I was like, I'm carrying my microphone, and if anybody has any interesting story, I don't care where we are.
I told Jen that I was like, I gotta find a way to pack the field recorder, and she's like, we're not gonna have room for that. I'm like, look, goddammit, we're going to Ireland, and you want to take an umbrella, and I can't take the field recorder because we can get rid of this umbrella and these 2 raincoats and these galoshes and shit, and it'll fit perfectly.
You need an extra bag? I have one that would fit perfectly for the.
I know.
But
I might just borrow yours. Yours is smaller.
I'm taking it.
I'll be back.
How am I going to record the shows while you're gone?
I'll leave mine. I've already thought it out.
You're like, I got it all planned out.
And I've already bullet pointed every excuse that you could use. And I have a reply on here. So
let me pull up that document.
Yeah,
and then
let me go ahead and get that.
No, because I seriously want... I mean, because the fact that that 98% of the country believes in elf fairies and all this other stuff, I want to talk to them about it. The fact that there's just so much crap that goes on.
I find that hard to believe.
What?
That they have these folklore beliefs like that.
No, they actually build roads around rocks that they believe the elves and stuff live in.
Dude, it's one of the most literate countries in the world.
It is the most literate country in the world, and they still believe it. I was listening to a podcast, and it was by NPR where they would talk to them about the beliefs in elves. And we'll pull it up.
Well, that's just literal propaganda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things like, oh, well, we do this because it's just a tradition and it's funny. We really don't think that. I don't really think. Come on. You can't have a nation with that high degree of literacy.
Well, they're
still believing in elves and fairies.
Well, when I come back,
reading doesn't make somebody. Just the fact that you can read doesn't make. I mean, there are plenty of people that read Bibles all day long. Clearly, you're opposed.
Touche.
Yo, what do you think of that, Mr. Non-Religious Life? What you got now? What you got now? Read Revelations, motherfucker. What you got on that, huh? Yeah. When that lamb opens the seventh
I've been
seal.
served.
You've been served.
It's been brought in.
Yeah, it's been brung. Yeah,
but literacy is an indicator.
It is.
Well, when I'm going to find out firsthand instead of reading and listening to.
I am going to find a pot of gold, so we'll meet up. This will be awesome.
Yeah. No, I'm just really fascinated because there are ancient stories and stuff, just of the Vikings and stuff, that they say if you go to the right pub at the right time and you get one of the elders to talk to you, I mean, like really talk to you, they'll tell you stories, but if you can break past them, they'll tell you the true folklore. They say they have two types of stories that they tell. tell people.
One for the American.
One for the tourist, and one that is actually shared within.
So it's like the Chinese restaurant with the secret Chinese menu.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I'm on the hunt down for
Billy
that.
does that.
Yeah. That's true.
I didn't think we were allowed to give that name out.
Oh, you're gonna get died.
Yeah, we're gonna
tonight?
have to
They're
edit
gonna come
that.
after me.
Yeah.
Man, I ordered that for like when Jan's family was in. We got this place. It's awesome. It turned out horrible and made us all sick.
Really?
I was like, "Fuck your Chinese place." I was like, "It's really good." I don't know what
That place is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, awesome.
Other than yeah, all right.
No, go ahead.
No, it was just more info about the place. It's not pertinent.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll have a lot of stories from there.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I know, I'm excited, and a lot of sound effects from Ireland.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
banshees
awesome.
and all
Yeah.
the good stuff. Yeah,
The castle sounds would be awesome.
yeah. It'll just be tourists walking by.
Hey, like,
It's not.
why is that guy standing in the corner
Yeah.
filming? Or
I hope they. Well, yeah.
Anyways.
The American tourists.
So the next topic on tonight's show, is a bottle of beer.
Ranger.
Ranger. I haven't had Ranger. Have you?
Me neither. No, I have not. But I'm excited.
We're getting drunk this episode.
You guys are, yeah.
I got news for you, dude. I'm in excess of 200
No, I know.
pounds. It takes a lot. It's,
Okay.
and,
No.
and I'm an
I felt
accomplished.
dizzy after half a cup. So,
You're like,
'cause I
woo!
drink like I mean, normally I like to throw some Vicodin or Percocet in.
Yeah,
with
that's
alcohol and
you
do
have
it
to.
alone
You have to do that.
Robitussin.
Hide in the closet for a while.
Yeah.
This is dinner.
This is dinner. But anyway, so the new Avengers, which is coming out May 4th, 2012, has a new clip that's circling the net that has
Awesome.
the Hulk in it. So I'll just take a moment.
The Edward Norton Hawk.
Mark Ruffalo.
So let's take a moment and watch one of these videos, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Or we actually talk about it during it because I don't mute the mics anymore.
Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe.
I told you I don't want to join your super secret boy band.
Sir, we found it.
If I told you we were putting a team together, who's we?
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
What we're doing here is completely unprecedented. Marvel is taking all of the characters that they're putting into their movies and bringing them all together in a team franchise movie experience, which really has never been done before.
We have a new broad canvas with which to tell a Marvel superhero tale.
The Avengers is the Hulk and Thor and Captain America and Iron Man and Black Widow and Hawkeye. The idea of them being a team is what fuels the film. The idea that they're going to find something in each other that they didn't have before. That as the Avengers, they can fight something bigger.
This cast is so unbelievably amazing. Every time anybody asks me who I work with and I respond, they're just like slack-jawed, like those are all of my favorite actors.
Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury.
It is my great pleasure to introduce my right-hand woman. You know her as Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. He is Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
Playing Clint Barton in the role of Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. In the role of Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo.
The God of Thunder, Chris Hemsworth. The first Avenger, Captain America, Chris Evans.
Our director, Joss Whedon.
We have Earth's mightiest heroes. And they are all these extraordinary actors playing these extraordinary characters.
This cast is more than I could ever have dreamed of working with. My dream team.
Awesome. I'm really excited about this film.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks amazing. This is like back in the day when the country used to do like super bands,
Right.
like when they had Willie Nelson and stuff. This is everybody.
It's the traveling Wilburys of.
This is the pig face of.
Yeah, this is the pig faced of comic books, right?
Yeah.
All of the footage they showed, none of that was new though.
No,
Right,
it was
it's
all
just-
from the.
It was
But
all from the previous films.
there's another clip that has been blocked that has new
Oh.
footage, and that's
And
why we
it's
showed that
being
one.
directed by Josh Whedon.
Josh.
Josh. Yeah.
Juice.
And he's like, suck it, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm making so much money right now. Your small potatoes.
And I still haven't seen any of the other Marvel films. But I'm really excited about this. This just seems like it's going to be one of those movies that you go into and your mouth is going to hit the floor the entire time. And
Captain America was good.
yeah, no, I'm not saying they're
was
not
good.
I'm not saying they're not good.
It was
It's not-
good. It was good. Like Final Destination 5 was good.
It was better than
Oh.
Final Destination.
No, I mean
5.
you know what I mean though. It's
Move that
like-
bottle away.
Yeah. I mean it was okay. It was a fun.
It
movie.
wasn't a perfect movie,
No.
but it was you know
I mean,
worth
it wasn't-
definitely worth the price of
Yeah,
admission.
it
And I
wasn't-
think Branagh brought something to it.
Yeah, I guess.
The best parts of
no.
Thor were when they're in Asgard. Then it's like King Lear.
Yeah.
But then when they're on Earth, then I'm like, Jesus Christ, pick up the fucking hammer. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, that takes a while.
But you know, Captain America was. I mean, as much as I like Captain America, that was kind of a flawed film too. But I understand where they were going with it. I think. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right, so the movie opens with them finding Captain America.
Right.
You know, the Captain America icicle. Like they find him in the Antarctic and
Right.
he's frozen. Right. So you know, that's how it ends. And so.
Oh, right. He goes
so.
back. So that's how he's able to be in the Avengers.
Right.
Okay,
So
'cause
like
I
at
was
the,
like,
at the end of the
he's
movie.
kinda
Wait a
old,
minute.
isn't he?
at the end of the movie, there's this long fight with him versus the Red Skull, and it's kind of it's kind of unnecessary in that you know how the fight ends. You know, you know.
Right.
I'm like, just come on, let's just move along
But
here.
you don't
I
know what happens to
I-
the Red Skull.
Well, ostensibly he gets killed, and Captain America gets.
Right. Or he could have gotten away.
Because they're in a
and
big
Captain-
plane. They're in a
yeah.
big plane flying over the Antarctic, which they find the plane in the beginning of the movie, and so
Right.
you kind of you know how it works out, and I get why they structured it that way. It just tends to give you this sense of like, all right, come on, let's move it along.
But they got to build the story for the other people.
The first two acts of the movie are great.
Really? I thought it was Captain America was just about like him going to China and bringing them
Yeah.
capitalism and
But you know what's kind of funny about the about
now
Captain
you're
America?
free.
Like basically, he's like because you know how like in movies like you know like first act, second act, third act, and then like the hero he has to overcome a problem or make
Right,
some change.
right.
Cap's pretty much perfect the whole way through. He's like everybody else needs to get on board.
He's
It's
like, come on,
the issue.
dude.
Look at my fucking body, dude. My chin is so
Like,
square.
yeah,
right
he's
now.
got it figured out from day one, and then everybody else, it's everybody else around him that needs to.
That's the way it normally works. I know how that felt.
But-
I can relate.
Yeah.
Have you guys read the Google Docs yet? I put it up.
Dude, why haven't you put anything on there? Come on, man. Just fuck you, man. That's it. We're not going to talk about the Avengers anymore. We're moving on.
Moving on.
So, you're a Kevin Smith fan.
I am. I'm a huge Kevin Smith
You love
fan.
Kevin Smith. There is an article on Bloody Disgusting that claims that he may be ripping people off with his new movie, Red State.
I've read that article.
His
Would
new
you-
movie what?
Red State?
Okay.
I don't understand. I don't understand how he's ripping people off with this movie.
Well, he broke it down if you read the article. He said that. Let me pull it up here. Well, he said that he's asking the fans to fund his money, fund his movie.
It's already been made.
Well, no, but when he was making it, he did a Kickstarter thing, kind of similar to what we did for This Non-Religious Life.
Yeah, but he didn't totally fund the movie on Kickstarter.
No, but what people were saying is that he could have done the movie without Kickstarter, without taking large amounts of money from his fans, and then he's shopping it around and doing all these screenings and making a lot of money at these one-nighters, and he's billing them as this is the only time you're going to see the film, but doing it multiple times.
I disagree with that. I think that's an unfair assessment.
No, why?
Well, because he doesn't bill it as the only chance you'll get to see the movie. It's just the only time it'll be shown in your area.
Yeah, and they're saying that, but they're saying this
going around the country, and it's kind of like a dinner and a show, man. You get the movie, and he's there for a Q&A
for $60.
Right, but his Q&A sessions, like if you want to go, it's $60. Yeah. I know some people that spend more to that to go see a Beyonce concert.
Yeah,
and so they screen the movie, and then he does a live Q&A for about an hour or so afterwards. So I think for the, I don't think it's an exorbitant amount of money to charge for that, and
no, it's a special event.
And he's trying to change the paradigm of how movies are funded and distributed.
And the thing is that the other part of it is they're saying that there's no way that an independent artist could do this unless you had cult status like he does.
Maybe.
He said like
but his status affords him the opportunity to try something different.
Yeah.
So
fine. I don't agree with it.
I'd like to go see the live shows. I'd like to go see it.
It'd be fun.
It would be great. Only I don't know, $60 is a little steep for me. So like everybody else, I'm gonna wait till it shows up at the theater, and I might go catch a matinee for $5, just like everybody else. It doesn't mean you don't have. Like,
we can get press
$60
passes.
a ticket isn't the only way to see that movie.
Well, they're not saying that. They're just saying that he has a lot of money. He's already petitioned for people through the fan base fundraiser, pay for my project. He's raised money for that. He's making a lot of money for shopping it around all these places. He makes, let me see if I can pull up the number. But he makes money from the screenings. He makes that plus all the royalties with it. It says here that he's grossed so far $1 million. Oh wait,
but that's not enough to make a movie.
Hold on. Yeah, he's grossed over $1 million, and again, this hasn't just in North America and Canada, only from 22 single show engagements, which is a lot of money for an independent film to be shopped around independently, and and again, I don't care. I don't care if he charges $60. I don't care if he charges $5. I'm just saying that they have a beef with him because they're feeling that they're ripping people off.
I don't see that at all. I think this
you don't
guy
think it's
is
any
sour grapes.
You don't think he's being disingenuous at all?
No. And here's why too, because Kevin Smith is he's really after his next movie, which will be Hit Somebody. He's stopped. He's not going to make films anymore. He's going to concentrate on doing podcasts, which are free.
Yeah. Well,
he puts out, I don't know, however many hours of content every week, downloaded off the internet. It's motherfucking free.
Yeah.
He doesn't charge you a dime for it.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Have you ever listened to his podcasts?
We listen.
They're great.
No, I haven't heard it.
We listen to him. Because he gets high and drunk on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you can hear the bong hits.
Yeah, you can hear him doing bong hits. And he's even like, they're like, "What are you doing, Kev?" He's like, "Smoking. I'm good."
He spent $500 in advertising for this film.
Yeah.
And they put that in there saying that he spent $500. He's reaped in all this money from doing fundraising.
But he does promote the movie in his podcasts. I mean,
well, the thing is also is the way I look at it. Okay, he has fans for a reason, because people like what he's doing. We have fans because people like what we're doing.
We have one or two.
We needed to go to Texas. We did the same thing that he would do. He's just doing it at a bigger scale because he has more fans.
Sure.
There's no different. I mean, twit.tv is a tech netcasting website. I watch it all the time. They just spent over $1 million in a new studio, but it's all based on ads that they run on their site, based on ads that they run on their podcast, and for donations. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think Kevin is ripping people off. I think what he's doing, he's making more money doing what other people are trying to do. People like us. I'm not saying that we're trying to make money, but if people donate to us, we will use it to better our show, just like we've done. We've gotten better content. We've gotten better graphics. We got better speed for our broadcast because people donated us money.
Right.
It's not disingenuous because we are giving back to the people what they like and enjoy.
We bought better clothes, which looks better on camera.
Yeah.
We bought
and pay for that stylist.
Yeah. We bought better alcohol to
right. Beer's been better lately.
But we really haven't bought any of that for that. And he's not doing anything different. I think he has a bigger fan base, so there's just a different feel to it. So I don't think he's being.
I mean, if you don't want to give him money, don't give him
money.
And
if you don't want to go see a $60 film, don't go see it. And I do think that Bloody Disgusting may be a little off base by saying that he's ripping you off.
Well, yeah, but all right, and I don't want to characterize it as an opinion of Bloody Disgusting, because I like what Bloody Disgusting is.
No, I do too. But I'm just saying, this is one
guy's
writer.
opinion.
Yeah, one writer from Bloody Disgusting. Let me correct that. Yeah.
And I really think he's got an axe to grind or something, man. Because, man, dude, I think Kevin Smith. I think he's trying to change the industry. He's trying to change the industry so a guy like you or me can get a movie made and live in that world and swim in that pool. Because. But before him, if you weren't part of the studio system, fuck off.
Yeah.
You weren't going to get anywhere. And I applaud him for those efforts. And $60 for event cinema, kind of a little steep, but it's event cinema.
Well, if you
I would love to go.
Well, I don't know. Let's look at it. Is it really that expensive? I mean, it is if you don't have the $60. But I'm saying in comparison, let's look at it. Say like if.
I mean, it's taking
Warner Brothers.
It's like,
yeah.
Just say like if Warner Brothers comes in and say, we have this new film, we're going to have guest speakers come in, and it's not at Comic-Con and it's not at one of these big media events. This is something that they rented out the theater. They say Man's Chinese Theater or whatever. They rented it out and say, we're going to do this special screening. We're going to have the actors and actresses there. How much money? But we're going to charge admission. How much do you think tickets would be?
It depends. I mean, I've been to event-type shows where they're free, and I've been to event-type shows where the admission price is the same as regular ticket price. And I've
for having the cast and everybody, the director and everybody there.
And then I've been to event cinema where it's more.
Yeah.
And you know what? Look, there's nothing wrong with making a buck.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that, and I think he's going about it honestly. And he knows that not everybody's going to go to those $60 Q&A screenings, and he knows that not everybody is going to be able to make it, or not everyone's going to afford it. It's on pay-per-view, He's made it more than available, or it will be more than available at a reasonable cost to the viewer.
I mean, I have no problem with what he's doing. I'm really interested in seeing his film.
Yeah, right, and he managed to get the actors involved. Like he didn't pay them millions of dollars. They get a percentage of whatever he's making in touring it around. So they had to put their faith in him that he was going to bring them a return.
So the $1 million that the writer from Bloody Disgusting mentions that he's made so far on the film, if we're realistic about it, we break it down, I'd say 90% of that money is going to cast, crew, whatever else.
Yeah.
And very little is going to his pocket. If all the millions was going to his pocket and not going to anything, then maybe he would have an argument. But I don't think that's what's happening.
You know what, man? I went and paid opening night prices for Captain America, and I paid the extra money to see it in 3D. Like, do I bitch that director is making money? Is Chris Evans was paid millions of dollars to be Captain America. Is anybody bitching about that? No.
So he does just have an axe to grind. There's something that really...
Yeah, I really think this guy does have... He's got something... I don't know. He's got a bug up his ass.
So Zombie Popcorn feels that Kevin Smith is not ripping you off.
Right. If you don't... If you feel that way that he is, don't go.
Yeah. Which I don't feel. I mean, I wouldn't go see the $60 thing, but... Unless we had...
I would take that money and go see the previously mentioned Beyonce. Mostly just because I want to see how she's going to dance now that her and Jay-Z are expected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would go and pay $60 if we were guaranteed an interview.
With Beyonce?
Both Kevin Smith and...
Right.
Thank you, sir.
What's your favorite color?
If you were a tree.
Yeah, I was just thinking. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Awesome.
I saw George Bush ask that question.
Really?
In the interview. And he said, well, see, that's a trick question because I'm a bush. And I was like, that's actually kind of clever.
I hate to admit that.
Damn
he got us.
Yeah.
Which he did.
I'm the decider. All right.
Anyway, one of the best series of zombie movies, I think, is Return of the Living Dead.
Absolutely.
I just want to party.
It's so awesome. It's so great. So I'm very, 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 very happy about this next subject that we're going to be talking about. Thank you, sir. They're coming out with a documentary film called More Brains, A Return of the Living Dead. It's a documentary. It's brings all the cast members out with a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of bloopers, a lot of just fun times. You know, because you know those motherfuckers had fun doing those films.
Yeah.
And so there's a new documentary coming out. I want to play the trailer for it real quick. The events portrayed in this documentary are all true. Oh, that's good stuff. I am so excited about this. I love
that. Was very informative if you were just listening.
If you were just listening, we can do bloopers though. I am totally excited about this. I love that movie. I love the acting in that. I love everything about it.
Yeah,
it's the best zombie movie.
So when we were kids, my dad used to work for this food company, and he had to go to conferences occasionally and like food shows, and he was at one, and I don't know if these guys were part of the conference or I don't know, but it was the two guys that were the leads in Return of the Living Dead. It was Clu Gallagher and I don't know the other guy, but so my dad met them and he got to talk with them. And
really? Wow.
Yeah, and at the time we were big fans of the movie. You know, we had seen it was just the two then at the time, and so he was all juiced about talking to him about it. And he said that they were telling him that, and they you know, these weren't like their first roles. These guys had been working actors for a long time, and they all said that it was the most fun they'd ever had acting in a movie. They said it was just like that whole production was nothing but laughs and great fun, and they really
well, it really
liked
shows
a lot.
on screen.
It does show on screen. I agree. That's part of those guys are just like gleefully running around and screaming, and you know, you can tell they're really enjoying every second of it.
Watch your tongue if you want to keep this job.
They're just so much, and it's just, you can tell they're just in there just chewing up the scenery, and they know, you know, I mean. That's cool, man. I really like. There's another one of those instances where these are movies that, for I don't know, odd reasons, just has a real special place in your heart.
It's
you know,
true.
you can't but not love them.
I totally agree. I can watch this movie 100 times and not get bored of it. It's amazing. I love part 2 and part 1. I love that they have the same actors, different names, but same story. I love it. It's so good. I mean, it's almost like a tilt of the hat to the Evil Dead. You know, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. It's really good. This documentary is a 2-hour documentary with never before seen material, including untold stories. It has over 30 brand new interviews with the cast and the crew of the first 3 films. It has never before seen deleted scenes, behind the scenes bloopers, and special effects test footage that brought the dead back to life. There's also 2 hours of killer bonus features, including a conversation with Daniel Banton, the final interview. They Won't Stay Dead, a look at the Return of the Living Dead Part 2, and Love Beyond the Grave, a look at Return of the Living Dead Part 3. Then they also have Even More Brains, deleted documentary interviews, limited edition premium collectible sleeve for the packaging, and if you pre-order, you can actually get an exclusive 12 by 18 full color commemorative poster created by the original Return of the Living Dead poster, Carl Ramsey.
Yay.
Which is awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pre-order because I want the poster. I absolutely, the very first, when I first started Zombie Popcorn, before I knew what direction it was going to be, the logo that I used was the cover of the punks on the Return of the Living Dead 2 that I changed, you know, because they're standing in front of a gravestone. I changed that to a bag of popcorn, and that was the original Zombie Popcorn logo. Kind of paid tribute to one of my favorite zombie films.
You know, that's one of those movies I hadn't seen until a few years ago.
Yeah?
Like, it was never around.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
it's funny how you grow up with some movies. I'm like, oh, I always saw this, and people were like, what? And then you have others that everyone loves. It wasn't probably until maybe 2-3 years ago I watched it.
Did you enjoy it just as much? I mean,
it was
that you
fucking
think?
awesome. Yeah, I mean, it reminded me of kind of like he was talking about Evil Dead, where, you know, it's like a core group of people.
Yeah.
Or even like a spectacular Oscar-winning trauma movie, you know? I mean, it was like that. It's just because you're watching it and you're like, these people would never hang out together.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all the different types of kids.
Yeah.
You're like, this is so ridiculous. And the whole like giant chains around their
I mean,
necks. It's so like,
this is the way of life.
Yeah, it's so overdone and like 80s Reagan and just like all this stuff. But yeah, it's a blast.
It's
a good
definitely
movie.
yeah.
The only thing I don't like, and this is just the like tiniest thing, are the T-shirts.
What do you mean? You talking about the ones that we get now, or the ones in the movie?
No, the ones that, you know, you see people like we all wear the horror T-shirts. The print is too big. I don't like giant like massive print.
Well, that's just the modern days.
That's just my only thing about that movie. Everything else is perfect.
The original
logo and the T-shirts just bother me.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't know.
Which has nothing to do with the movie.
Oh my god. Bob.
Yeah, I don't like full print T-shirts.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, that's the newer versions of it. Because if you go back and look at the '80s version of it, they were pretty much blocked like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
but they were very rare as well. I mean, because they were more.
And again, that has nothing to do with the. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I always see like these guys with the giant. I'm just like,
are you ready?
Print is not.
I love the soundtrack to this movie.
Because I always see a dude with a huge gut wearing it, and so like skeletons curving around. And I'm like, they really weren't bow-legged like that.
But you know what? Anybody who's going to be into that movie is going to have
a gut.
A gut.
It's true.
Wait, let's
Why are you
take
stereotyping, man?
What? 3 out of 3 people on this show. I'm just saying.
Right.
It has nothing to do with.
Not at all.
Not at all. But or Dr. Pepper or anything else. But no, the soundtrack is even awesome on that film. I love that.
That
soundtrack.
movie's got so many great lines.
Oh, I know. It's so good. Tarman, most legendary zombie.
Yeah.
In any film.
Well, yeah, because I mean, zombie movies before were just zombies who were eating everything.
Well, you know what I liked about
and
it?
then after this movie, like, oh, they eat brains.
Right.
They eat brains. So then what do zombies like? They like brains.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah.
That's true. That's probably where that kind of right. Because in Night of the Living Dead,
I mean, before
they
zombies,
just eat right. Now they want brains.
Yeah.
And then in part 2, they want more brains.
More brains.
Yeah, that's true. They probably
and the third, they're like, you know what would be great?
What do you call that?
Just
a
get
meme or
another
a trope?
serving of brains.
Yeah.
I did like how the movie was. It's self-aware and it's aware of other zombie movies.
Yeah.
You know when they tried it when like the first cadaver, they take a pickaxe and staple it to the ground.
Yeah.
I killed its brain. And he's like, why isn't it dead? He's like, I don't know. It worked in the movie.
Yeah.
I like when he's like, have you ever seen that movie? Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just perfect. It's just we got to watch it tonight. Come on.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie? I think we talked about this before, but oh shit, it's like Zombies of Mass Destruction.
Oh yeah.
No, I
it's a
have not
horrible
seen that.
title, but it's actually really good. It deals with like, it's really funny. It's like all these people are on this little island, like in the Pacific Northwest or something, kind of like a Nantucket kind of place, and there's a zombie outbreak, and it deals with everything from like xenophobia to homophobia and all this. And it's a horror comedy, but there's an awesome scene where a zombie's coming, right? And they're like, kill it, shoot it. And this one guy's kind of a redneck, and he's shooting it with like the shotgun, but in the chest and the legs. He's like, shoot it in the brains. Haven't you ever watched a movie? And he's like, God damn it, Brian. You know I'm a vampire, man. It's just like, that is awesome. That's the coolest line.
Well, since you haven't seen that, I pulled up the trailer while you were telling that story. So
yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot.
Look at Frida,
That's
honey.
funny.
I've been wanting to tell you how awful that whole mess over in Iraq is. We always vote Democrat in every election.
What are you talking about? Frida's glad we're bringing democracy to her home country. Am I right, Frida?
We've talked about this over and over. We're gonna go have dinner with your mama. We'll come out over dessert together, and we will be free, Tom.
In the island town of Port Gamble, they are in the throes of a viral attack.
Tom?
Purportedly turns its victims into what can be best described as zombies. Terrorists have managed to unleash a virus, the likes of which has no precedent in the history of our world.
Frida. 1, 2, and some of us gotta give up certain rights to stay safe.
What?
I would like to welcome the newcomers to our church and to Armageddon.
Don't shoot, I'm gay! Dad, she was bitten. Haven't you ever seen a zombie movie before?
Brian, you know I'm a vampire man.
I didn't know that part was in the trailer. I'm amazed I got the name Brian right.
Yeah, I was impressed. So that's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. There's an awesome scene where the church tries to they find out the two guys are gay, and they try and like show them these films and make them sick to like associate gayness with. The films are awesome. You gotta watch it just for that.
So yeah, there's no dates really set for the documentary of More Brains. But as soon as I find out, we'll let everyone know, great. And we'll probably have a Return of the Living Dead party.
Yeah.
I love that movie and the soundtrack, everything about it.
Yep.
Are y'all into Spike Lee movies?
It depends on which Spike Lee.
Well, I guess it's not really a Spike Lee movie. He's presenting.
I never understand that. What does that mean?
That just means is that like he's paid money to get his name on a movie so people will go see it.
Do they like produce it, or is it just?
It says produced.
Yeah.
Present has an E in it.
But it is on the poster. It says Spike Lee presents.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I was saying.
Okay.
So the name of the movie is You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You.
Huh.
It's a new horror flick produced by Spike Lee, directed by Michael. I don't know if I'm going to say his last name right. Pickaninny?
I think he just goes by Michael.
Michael?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the assistant director of the movie Summer of Sam, which was another Spike Lee type.
A Spike Lee joint?
Yeah. But this one here is pretty much based on, hip hop life and the violence that people try to kill hip hop singers and stuff. But it's a horror type
Who's got
film.
the juice, man?
Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah. But it's about there's not really any information other than the plot summary to it. But I was interested that he was doing a horror film, or that he was at least producing a horror film.
Well, wouldn't you say that Summer of Sam was kind of a horror film, or at least a thriller?
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
I mean, it didn't look at the. I mean, it was an interesting. I liked it. I thought it was an interesting. It was an interesting movie, and it was about not necessarily the killer or the killings themselves, but the impact in the neighborhoods. That was kind of a neat take on it. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens. And like I said, when you ask like am I into Spike Lee movies, like there's two Spike Lees. There's like Spike Lee filmmaker who did movies like Summer of Sam and Inside Man, which I really like a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's like weird, crazy activist, Black Power Spike Lee that just gets a little too extreme for my taste. I don't know, man. He's
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
No, that wasn't Spike Lee.
No, I know. Just kidding.
That was
But you know what I mean? Like he has that,
that was the Wayans, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
He has he has this strange side to him that
What movie? I'm trying to think of what movie.
He did one. I never saw it. I saw a preview for it, and it was like in the future. Well, it was present day, but there were still slaves.
Are you talking about? Is that Bamboozled?
Maybe it was weird. It showed like this white woman ordering black male slave off of like QVC. I had no idea what it was.
I think that's Bamboozled.
And there's another white woman selling him on QVC, and she's like, Jerome is strong, he's well built, and he's not uppity. And it was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? And
I haven't heard.
Yeah.
And I never saw anything of it, but it was freaky.
I mean, I like
just like what?
I like his movies to a point. I mean,
I'm not a big Spike Lee fan.
I'm trying to think of that.
I thought Jungle Fever was really good.
Yeah, Jungle Fever was good.
Do the Right Thing?
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's his.
I mean, those are really, really great movies, and they have something on their mind. They have something to say, but then I'm afraid like there's a Spike Lee that's like Whitey is the devil, and I'm like,
I don't know.
Dude,
I've never seen anything like that, so I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of all his movies, but
I don't really watch any of his movies because I'm like, oh man, this has got a fucking message and it's serious.
But I watch a lot.
Think about some shit.
Yeah, but I do watch a lot of films like that. So, and speaking of slavery,
I just
this next week on this New Architects, we're going to actually talk about slavery in America because currently on the tomato farms in Florida, slavery still exists.
Oh, this shit isn't gone.
So I know, but I'm just saying that's on the next New Architects is what we're talking about. So, I don't know. When more information comes out, when a trailer comes out, we will revisit this.
That's what happens when you buy tomatoes, man. You stick with cow.
The film will premiere at Willie Fest September 23rd. That's in Williamsburg. It's the film festival there. So if you're in that area, you can check it out. And then we'll revisit this topic once we get a trailer or something.
Right.
Cool. Last episode we talked about Amityville and how many Amityville horror films were out or that were on in production or soon to be in production. Well, we finally have a trailer from one of them. And this is Shattered Hopes, the true story of the Amityville movie.
I'm so tired of this being revisited.
But this is actually a documentary.
Okay.
We'll play the trailer. The website, if you want to go check it out, is amityvillefilm.com.
Who I believe it is. I killed them all. Once I started, I just couldn't stop.
I don't think we know exactly what happened that night. But he asked me if I thought that he had acted alone, and I said I couldn't see how this was done by somebody alone.
Only after Ronald DeFeo Sr. got out of bed did his son shoot him again and place him back in bed where he would be found by police.
Ronald DeFeo weighed about 270 pounds. Is it possible Ronald DeFeo did this by himself and picked up his father? Absolutely not. Is it consistent with at least 2 or 3 people doing this and picking up a victim and placing that victim on the bed who weighed 270 pounds? It's more likely.
It never really came up about how he got him back into bed. It's very feasible to me that someone else was there.
Your Honor, I can say with almost reasonable certainty that there's more than one person involved in this. There's more than one gun that has been used. And I can say with very reasonable certainty that there's another party involved in this. I say another party. More than one.
Was Kelsky at any point ever considered a suspect or an accomplice or anything along those lines?
Shut this off.
So that's the yeah, they do. They really do.
This is the door. Shut it.
I mean, it's very independent,
Yeah,
but
well, that date they had 11/13/10 is that Like it's already out, or
no, it's not out yet. I think they were planning on it to be out, but for whatever reason, I think the date. I don't have it. I don't think a date has been.
I mean, I'd be willing to watch that because I'd like to hear what other people have to say. I just kind of.
Well, I mean, I like that it's not. I mean, I love the original. Let me take that back. The pseudo original, because the original was that, but the demon possession, the haunted house story. I like that as a movie, and it's really interesting that they're doing it. They're pulling out court documents and saying, "Look, no, this was premeditated. This could have been somebody else helping him." There's obviously within the video clips abuse within the family that they would.
Yeah, but are those reenactments?
No, they were totally reenactments, but based on the court testimonies. Which it could go either way, but I'm just saying. It
is hard to get a 270-pound dead man into a bed alone.
I read
but it's not impossible.
No,
because
right.
I mean, we've done it.
I haven't gotten one into bed, but I've taken one out of bed when I worked at the funeral home, and I had to go pick people up. He was at least 300 pounds. I mean, he barely fit in the freezer. So
are you shitting me?
Yeah, I had to go alone. And
no, he's not
he's like,
shitting
yeah, I am. No, really, no, really.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think he said that backwards.
Yeah,
he really.
Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
Well, I read somewhere that one of the theories was that he had sisters, and one of the sisters helped him kill everybody, and then he killed her.
Yeah.
The only person that can, the whole only two people can keep a secret if one's dead, kind of a.
I mean, that's interesting. I like in the documentary how they're not playing up the paranormal aspect.
Yeah, that's what I think is very interesting on it.
Look, man, you're just biased against
I know.
wars. No.
I am, but all of those things that were like
cool,
suggesting, just take the fun out of everything. All those things that were suggested as paranormal explanations for why, what was it, Butch DeFeo, why he committed this murder. Like, what wasn't one of them like, oh, the house was on an Indian burial ground?
Yeah,
not true.
Which was taken from Poltergeist,
but demonstrably not true.
Yeah.
And The Shining, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
It's just so what's easier to believe that. And didn't the family have like mob ties or something?
Is just a regular.
No, I said Poltergeist, the trauma film.
Poltergeist.
The trauma film.
Oh, Poltergeist. Okay.
I mean, what would be easier to believe? Like just one dude, lost his shit and murdered his family, or is he under the demonic influences?
Well, which is
an Indian burial ground, which doesn't exist under the house that they bought.
Yeah, I mean, why would Indians
remake? You would have learned that I think there was some colonial torturing going on. Yeah.
But what is more
stuff in the basement
suitable for the human psyche? If you a believer of faith, that people inherently have this independently urge to kill their whole family, or that they were possessed by some supernatural being,
or were they troubled? And
no, that's door number 3 on that one.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is that's before this. I mean, I'm sure there's books written about it, but for mass media, mass exploitation, we only were given the two choices.
Right, but that's what's called a false dichotomy.
Yeah, I don't even know how the first choice came up, though. I mean, how do you walk into a murder scene and you're like,
smells of demon?
Well, they did that with the kids that just were released. They're like,
I know that's why that was such a gross miscarriage of justice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Cub Scout thing, or
the Paradise Lost guys.
Yeah.
But they were not, or anyway. Yeah. We will never know.
Yeah.
But
you know who will know? The creator of all things, who will judge them on their final day.
Or the director of the next movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole weird situation.
Yeah.
Right, but those guys, I don't know. I mean, why? Like, I don't understand this idea. Like, why we have to assign supernatural causes to something. And I agree, it makes a great story. You know,
It's
and
fun.
I love a great story, but you know, this guy just obviously went off his nut. And
Well, yeah.
But if you know the film's also about did he act alone, then that's kind of cool. 'Cause
well, that's an interesting aspect of it, but it's grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe
I mean,
it's one of those
there-
instances
I mean,
where
there's also-
reality is better than the fiction.
But and the bad thing, there could be other explanations that we just don't understand because we can't comprehend. Maybe he did stand up, and maybe he did. He shot him and forced the gun, threw him back on the bed. I mean, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't know the full story without actually knowing the full story. So, I mean, he may not have had to put him back on the. Maybe he stumbled.
But
maybe
I fall back to that point there, like, oh yeah, like Butch DeFeo moving the what do they say? His father was like 270 pounds, right?
How big was Butch DeFeo?
What caliber gun was used?
Was his father completely dead when he moved him?
But point being is that we could think of rational, reasons, or we could all think of like real world scenarios of like how this could have happened or how this could have occurred, or we could think of he used magic and he had demonic
more
help.
fun.
Which is more likely?
The spaghetti on the wall was blood from Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know, and I don't know. I really want to. I want to see this documentary. I want to see what they have to say.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I don't think I'm gonna walk away any different from it, but hopefully, whatever. I think it'd be fun.
Well, the Warrens are.
But
when did Ed and Lorraine show up?
So that's when we really need to find out. But I do like the Amish look that he had when he ran into the bar, saying,
Yeah, that guy is way unhip to be there. What is going on?
He's like, you shouldn't be in there.
Oh, was there a barn raising going on outside this club? Because we totally had no idea.
Something be bothering Brother Butch.
Yeah. It's time for a rake fight. I done killed someone. This is how we're going to solve justice. With a rake. That would be the...
Let's do it.
We should totally make like...
Zombie Popcorn
It's like
sponsored
Hobo
rake
with the
fights.
shotgun, but it's like an Amish guy with a rake setting to clean up the world of their sinful ways.
I think you're onto
the Lord
something.
spake to me, and he told me to grab thy rake and clean thy house.
Bag those leaves.
Yeah.
Well said, Brother Paul.
That's awesome. But who likes TV crap?
I like TV.
You like TV crap? You like TV crap?
Who doesn't love TV crap?
Well, you know that in the works.
Are you talking about TV crap or crap TV? 'Cause
both? No, we're talking about
What
both
is this
right now.
under my television?
Yeah, that's TV crap. No, because currently all the major networks are working on series of 1970s remakes.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, which is starting next month. And CBS is, got Bewitched. NBC is working on Frankenstein and the Monsters. And being shopped around right now is a Blues Brothers TV project.
That hurts me.
I mean, in a way, I'd be curious to see the Monsters just because I'm kinda
Yeah, the
curious,
Monsters.
But at the same time, I don't really need to see it. Just make something in that vein,
What?
but no.
Well, let's talk about the Monsters. Okay, I love the black and white.
Yeah.
When I saw the color, I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people did.
And I don't know if I want to.
It's
Hands
probably,
down, one of the best themes ever written.
Yeah. As Paul
Although I
nerds
gotta
out,
say,
what are you going to
I
say?
really love the theme to Bewitched, too. That's one of my other favorites. Although I sometimes get it confused with I Dream of Jeannie when I try and hum it. I'm like, bup, bup. I was like, that's not the right one.
I Dream of Jeannie is nice too. So. Yeah.
I don't know.
I always had
funny,
a crush on the woman from Bewitched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still do.
I just like your bottle.
No,
That's I Dream of Jeannie.
No, I'm just kidding.
He was like, it's so hot that she does not have a belly button.
I never noticed.
Yeah. They had to cover her belly button.
Really?
It's true.
Yeah.
Barbara Eden. She couldn't when she was in the genie costume. They had to cover her navel.
It was too
I hate
risque.
people.
It was too shocking. Too shocking for television.
Yeah. People suck. But anyway, what were you going to say about this series?
I don't know, man. I can only hope. You know, you know what you've done to me. I'm the
Apparently,
victim.
I have like
you scarred this
Bob's
man
life in these weird ways.
It's now you've like given me early onset cynicism.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh god, it's gonna suck. Fuck, it's a piece of shit. It's gonna be shit. I mean, all I can do now is just hope it doesn't suck. But
we breed such
brightening the world every step I take.
So,
way to go, Paul.
Well, I don't know. There are those occasional diamonds in the rough. Like, I remember when the U.S. version of The Office was starting.
Right.
Right, and I was like, why do you have to remake this show? Because the original British Office with Ricky Gervais was great. It is brilliant. And now I've watched the U.S. Office, and I love it. It's a great show. And so I can't hate on it for being a remake of a British show, because I think that, like, they took an idea and ran with it.
Right.
And
going back to the beginning of the show, though, you haven't seen the British Trading Spaces. I'm telling you. It's amazing. Actually,
I don't know.
haven't seen it either. I had no idea.
Antique Roadshow.
So you know what? Like you know, the idea of a monster show, like a modern monster show, all I can be like, oh god, please don't suck. God, please don't suck.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could go either way.
But if it's good, it's always nice because everyone wants to copy, and it opens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know why?
And then we'll get a Monsters movie, and then
why? It's weird. Why are these '70s shows though?
I don't know, because they haven't been. They're out of the public.
I know, but I
consciousness.
felt like the '70s, like in the '90s, we brought all the '70s back. So I figured by now, yeah. Remember, like bell bottoms were in, and like this whole thing, everything.
That was
everybody
fashion.
about
We're
the
talking
70s.
about entertainment.
Yeah, it's weird.
I
was hoping the '90s were gonna come back.
Yeah, because a lot of great things came from that era.
Large shirts. I had
large
no idea.
font shirts.
Yeah, it was just like big broad shirts. Like just watch Friends. Anything that like Chandler is wearing is like the typical
shag haircut.
Yeah, everything was good about. Grunge was good about the '90s.
No.
Plaid.
Yeah.
No.
Flannel.
No.
You know what? I got this short sleeve shirt, but it's kind of nippy out. I think I'm
Let me
gonna
tie
put
a
some
flannel.
Long Johns under it.
Yeah, tie a flannel.
Around my waist. But I still do the thermal under the.
Yeah.
I like that. It's comfortable.
It's.
I do long sleeve shirts through the summer. I like long sleeve shirts.
That's a holdover.
Look, I'm wearing a long sleeve
I
shirt
know.
right now. I'm sorry.
You're so grunge.
Fuck you.
You're so Eddie Vedder.
I want to kick you in the Eddie Vedder.
You're like. You totally look like a member of Dog Star.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
That's Keanu Reeves' band, isn't it? Okay, I finally got a music reference, man. I finally got it. Awesome.
I only know Wild Stallion. This is the only one.
Yeah. Totally got to get Eddie Van Halen. But how can we get Van Halen unless we learn how to play? I only remember Dogstar. I was reading an article on Yahoo about things you don't know about Keanu Reeves yesterday.
Oh,
And, yeah. Apparently, he's ambidextrous.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He writes with his left hand, but he plays bass right-handed in his... Well, I don't think they're together anymore, but Dogstar and his other band, I think, called Mandy. He signed over the... I guess it said, like, the back royalties or the... He signed over, like, all the money he would have made for the second 2 Matrix movies over to the special effects company so they could afford to make the movie. And,
What?
yeah. And he took... originally, he got the part for Devil's Advocate first, and they wanted Al Pacino, but they couldn't afford him after that. So he was like, oh, just cut my pay. And so they were able to afford Al Pacino.
Really?
Yeah, and he said...
He's kind of going up on the level.
I know. That's what I was. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And he basically said, why do I need more money? I could like live forever on what I have now.
Well, that's pretty fucking cool.
And
hats off to you, Mr. Keanu.
And I think his real name is Henry, and Keanu is his middle name, which is Hawaiian.
Dude, you are shattering
cool
my
breeze.
world.
Yeah, I had no idea Keanu meant a cool breeze in Hawaiian.
God damn it, dude!
Yeah.
See, my world is crumbling.
You think all I bring you is cynicism, but me and Keanu bring you a fucking tiny ray of hope.
Wow,
in a dark, bleak world, and he's gonna kick ass in 2012.
Yeah, coming alive.
If you read anything about Nick Cage, keep it to yourself because we got to have somebody that.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. I was just like, because we were talking a couple shows ago about how it would be so awesome if Keanu Reeves and Nick Cage did a movie together.
So we
where,
could just
like, yeah, they're like Nick Cage's older brother, and they got to like work together and like solve some problem and save their dad, who's like
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna go with Gary Busey, but
Gary Busey, there you go.
You know, and like, but Dennis Hopper works too. That would be so great.
But now we can't do it because he has integrity now.
He's,
he has integrity.
Yeah,
well, that's pretty good. Well, at least we learned something. We can stop ragging on him. But Nick Cage,
the more you know.
Yeah,
yeah, get the rainbow. Awesome. But going back to the TV series, the new Blues Brothers project that they're shopping around right now. It's one script.
The new Blues Brothers movie wasn't bad enough.
Oh my God, it was so bad. But this script has a strange assortment of writers. The early writer of Saturday Night Live, who created Square Pegs, which I love. Square Pegs.
That's a good show.
I've never seen it.
It's cute.
He's one of the writers for
Sarah Jessica Parker, right?
Yeah.
For the series. One of the actors, Wayne, from Queer as Folk, is also a writer for the script. And John Belushi's widow, Judith, is also a writer for the script. Dan Aykroyd is attached to it because he's going to be the voice / character of the parole officer for Jake and Elwood Blues during the film. The story that they've put together is a series that follows the boys as they search for Elwood's biological father. The pitch, the phrase that they're using to pitch it is, "This is Route 66 meets Glee."
Oh.
That just sounds awful.
Yeah, he just got something in his mouth.
bad in my mouth. I'm just waiting for 10 years when all the 80s shows or 80s things come back.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, no, I want like Police Academy, the show, or something. Would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Gotta get that sound effect guy
Yeah.
in there still.
That's all he still does.
Yeah, I know he does. Actually, he was in town like, it was probably 7 years ago, 10 years ago. I was listening.
If you just say he was just in town.
Yeah, well, that's when I was like, well, let me stop that one thought and then say no, it wasn't. It was like 7 to 10 years ago. Back
he doesn't get out of the house much.
No, I don't. Hey, that's about the last time I listened to morning radio, and he was on the FM 99 here, and he's doing all this crazy stuff. But in between, like doing all these crazy beats and sound effects, he broke into Depeche Mode.
Really?
And did like All I Ever Wanted, All I Ever Need from Violator.
Yeah.
And then did a Kraftwerk reference and went back into it. And I was like,
he's brilliant.
You like what?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Right there. Seriously. It's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're running out of time, so I want to end the show with electronic music, since we haven't done electronic music series for a while. Paul is working on, and it's still up in the air what we're going to do with it, but a new Shadow Foundry project.
I might make the CDs, or I might just give it away.
Yeah.
It depends on how lazy.
And if you've been a listener or a fan of Zombie Popcorn, this podcast, and the website, you know that Shadow Foundry is the Halloween, the horror, the scary side of Paul's music.
The classic horror.
The classic horror type. And last year we gave away a lot of...
Yeah, we gave away a lot of downloads. And it sold in the few Halloween stores that we put it in.
Yeah.
Should actually apply myself.
And so you're working on part 2 for this year's Halloween coming up.
Yeah, just finished it up.
And you've hooked up some audio for us.
Yeah, it's
on
in the
that.
Dropbox.
Let me see if I can pull it up. What song do you want to play?
I think we played Memento Mori before.
Well, tell the inspiration on this version of Shadow Foundry.
It's just more of the same shit. No, it's
which one do you want to do? Which track?
See, now over here, I'm like, God, it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
It's gonna sound like shit.
No, it's good. I'm just trying.
Which track do you want to do?
You know what? I seriously doubt anyone's gonna remember the last time. Let's go with Memento Mori. I really like
Track
that
2.
one. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna close the show out with this, so we'll play it. So give a closing for the Shadow Foundry and thank
No, I
everybody.
tell you what. Let's change it. Go with the Veil. Let's play something different.
Which track is that?
Oh, I probably renamed it. See, that's the problem. I have so many things.
Yeah. Well, we can't hear that one.
I know. I'm trying to remember what's what.
This is no way to plug your music.
Yeah. I think it got renamed to Fate of Ruin. Just rolls off the tongue now.
I don't have that one.
No?
No, I have Witching Hour. I have What Lines Lies Beneath.
Uh-huh.
The Bell. Something Wicked Ways.
Uh-huh.
Gallows Walk.
Uh-huh.
The Gaze.
You don't have one called Behind the Veil? You don't have that?
I don't have that one. No, I have the track 12.
Yeah.
We'll do that one.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Behind the Veil, Shadow Foundry, new stuff. We want to thank you for listening to The Talking Dead. Make sure you tune in next time. And if you're in Norfolk, Virginia, Hampton Roads area, make sure you head over to our Facebook page. You can find the link on zombiepopcorn.com and RSVP for our This Non-Religious Life meetup, where you can hang out with the cast and crew of that show and check out the new architects, and stay tuned for 2 new shows that are coming to Zombie Popcorn, Zombie Ends, and The Metal Mind. You'll have a good night. Here is the Shadow Foundry, created by Paul Casper.